That's better. Now I can't see the viewers, which makes me a lot happier. The lighting's not the best, but we'll make do. We'll make do, won't we? Alright, let me just tweet that out. Then I'll post that on the Facebook. Then I will do this. Have an itch. Random itch. I'm a little bit, I don't know why, but I have like a little bit of a heartburn going on. Don't know why. It's annoying. It is quite annoying, but it's okay. We'll survive. We'll survive. It's not that bad. It's just like, it's a little bit annoying, but it's not like debilitating, you know? You know? You know? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm just waiting for the bot to do its thing. When is the bot going to throw its thing? It's annoying with the bot because like it does its thing when it does its thing, and it's usually okay because I do like a starting soon for like 10 minutes before I start, and usually I do my social media stuff then, but now because I'm using my phone, I can't do a starting soon scene because it's not possible. So we just have to wait and see when that happens. I'm gonna wait for like 15 minutes. Hey, Jesperi, welcome. You are the first, I believe. How are you doing, Jesperi? How's it going? I saw you replied to my Instagram, but I couldn't look at it because I already set up my phone for the stream. So now we're doing these lo-fi simple streams for the month of January. We still have, if we count this one, 3 left. And then after that, in February, I'm going to return to my normal setup and normal schedule. And I have a new stream overlay. So I redesigned my stream overlay completely. It's completely new, brand spanking new. I'm going to add a bunch of cool new things to it as well. So, you know, it's going to be pretty nice, I think. It's going to be very nice. I'm really excited. I really want to get back. Like, I do want to get back to Sweden because I want to stream properly. But then I don't, because then I can't see my friends. So it's like, I don't know what I want. Conflicting feelings. But how are you? Yes, but actually, let me check. Is this working properly? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. I'm finally getting my book back from my ex today. Okay. I've been trying to get it back for over a month, and now I finally get it because of their roommate accepted to bring it to me. Oh, cool. What book is it? Which book? And there we go. Now the bot did its thing. Yay. Awesome. Awesome. Fucking awesome. Parkour Roadmap by Max. Is it Max Henri? I'm guessing he's French, since it's parkour stuff. Hey, Nido, welcome. How are you? I saw you write that you're very tired with the new kitty cat. I can believe that. I listen to you all eat. Yeah, sure. Thanks for the lurk. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I feel so barren without my proper stream setup. Like I can't show you videos, I can't show you pictures, I can't play music. Like it's just like I don't have my things. But alas, it is what it is. He's American. Oh, okay. Is it like I'm guessing by the name Parkour Roadmap, it's about like parkour spots around the world? That's my guess. I'm just ball exciting. You feel like a fraud and like a failure who will never get a job. You will get a job, and you're not a fraud, and you're not a failure, and you will get a job. Sometimes it just takes time, but you will get there eventually. Really good that you sent 4 applications today. Very well done. It's tough, I know, especially open applications can be not the best to do because, Yeah, there's not a specific position that you're applying to, so I get it. You both, buddy. Hey, Foldy, welcome. You are also not a fraud and also not a failure. Doing your darndest. Darndest. Unfortunately, I don't have my CC is not working now. That's too bad. I wish I could have it working, but not this month. Next month, then. There we go. How are you doing, Foldy? What's going on? What's going on, huh? A little bit about my week. So it's been a week since I streamed already. Damn, that week went by fast. What did I do since... Oh shit, I need to, hold on. I need to turn on turn on the chat bot, so if you want to clip something, you can do that. Just gonna turn it on for you, so if you wanna, can clip something. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted to. Oh shit, I opened the wrong thing. Fuck. I opened Streamlabs. I didn't mean to open Streamlabs. I meant to open the chat bot. Oops. Oopsie poopsie. Oh well. It's alright. It's alright. But yeah, since last time we saw, I saw my mom, and yeah, I had lunch with my mom and my little brother. So that was kind of our last chance to be together, because my little brother went back to where he lives. And so we spent time together. That was nice. We watched Parasite. I hadn't seen Parasite. Fantastic movie, like really good movie. No, I'm not surprised it won a lot of awards. Really fantastic movie. Awesome movie, and I'm glad that it wasn't like first they did the original in Korean and then they like redid it like in America for an American audience. Like, I'm glad they didn't do that, because that would have sucked. It was really nice that it was very specifically Korean. I liked it. Very, very good. Also, the like class warfare stuff, the thematics was really, really cool. Very good movie. Not much. I did sign with a recruitment agency, however, so maybe I'll stop being used. Hey, congrats, Foley. That's amazing. That's really good. Congrats. I checked the movie out. Someone recommended it to me some time ago, but I completely forgot about it. Yeah, absolutely check it out. It's really, really good. I don't know where it's available, because we watched it from like a local streaming service. Hold on. There we go. From like a local streaming service, so I don't know where it would be available where you're located, but absolutely check out Parasite. Super, super good. Highly recommend the movie. So good. But yeah, congrats on getting signed with a recruitment agency. That's really good. What is it for? If you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to answer, totally fine as well. What up? Hey, Lucky J, how's it going? Yes, Parasite is awesome. You are correct. Good to sound. It's a great movie. Amazon most likely. Yeah, probably Amazon has it, I would imagine. Parasite was great. Didn't know what to expect. Yes, he saw. Welcome. Yeah, I hadn't really like read much about it or watched much. I'd seen like a couple of screenshots that float around a lot on the internet, but I hadn't really I didn't really read about it much. I knew that it was very very well received, and that it was about like class warfare and class struggle. But beyond that, I didn't really know much about it. So I went in fairly blind, and it was great. Super good movie. I got it from Google Movies, I think. Yeah, so it's available on different things. But I'm like, if you happen to be subscribed to a streaming service, in the US, maybe it's in Netflix, maybe it's on Amazon Video Prime thing, maybe it's on Hulu. I don't know. There's like so many different services. It depends where you're located, what's available where. So, doing great. School continues with awesome sound design course. Cool, cool. Going in depth with game sound design. Ooh, that's really cool, Lucky. That's really cool. I'm happy to hear that. Glad to hear that you're doing well. That's great. That is really great. I'm a chef, or I work in the kitchen, let's put it that way. But the industry is totally screwed, and even more so at the moment. Oh yeah, I can imagine that the restaurant business is not exactly booming at this very moment due to certain reasons. Certain reasons. But still, I'm glad that you got signed. It's a big thing. My recruitment interview was interesting. I had a really cool dude interviewing me. 1 hour interview. 1 hour we were talking about games and D&D. So we connected. Hey, that's always really good. It's always really good if you can connect with someone like that. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. So very happy for you. Very happy for you. Oh, I haven't played D&D in such a long time. I really want to play D&D. Oh, I want to play D&D so bad, but I don't have the energy to run a game myself. And because like if I would run my own D&D game, I would have to like learn how to do it online, which is like another like step on top of running the game. Is like, okay, now I have to learn how to run it online, and I'm just like, I don't have the energy for that right now. So like work, I stream 3 times a week, then I make videos for YouTube, and it's just like, I want some me time as well. Exactly, look, reasons. Foldy, also I told him I am ready and willing to change professions and interested in the game dev sector. Oh, cool. Don't have much to offer, but I'm enthusiastic and ready to work for free as a trainee and of sorts. And he actually said he will try to hook me up with something, so I'm hopeful. But let's see. Oh, that's really cool. But remember, don't sell yourself short. Like enthusiasm is good, but don't be like, you don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay me, because that like it never looks good when you're trying to get in even without getting paid. Always try to get paid. It's important to get paid. But there's definitely um, like entry level positions in the game industry. For example, game testing is one. That's like a good entry level position where you don't need a huge experience of programming or art or sound design or game design. So you can come in fairly fresh, and then you learn a lot about game development as you go along. I'm speaking from my own experience because I work in game development and I'm a producer. I didn't get in through game testing, but I know a lot of people have gotten in through game testing. Of course, it's not the only way, but it is a way to get in. But yeah, hopefully you can get some cool game dev gig that way. That'd be fun. He said, I've been trying to find motherfuckers from any streaming service, but no luck, at least in Finland. It's nothing mind blowing, but I had fun when I saw it in a movie festival. Yeah, it was in. I wanted to go see it when I was living in France, because I lived in a small place called Annecy in France, and it has like one of the biggest animation festivals in the world. And during that week, when the animation festival happens, they also show animation movies all around town, and usually the tickets are quite cheap. And I wanted to go see motherfuckers because it looked like visually, I was like, oh, that looks cool. But the tickets go always really, really fast, so I didn't get tickets for that one. I went to see, what was it called? It was like a post-apocalyptic 3D anime. What was it called? I don't remember the name right now, but it was cool. It was cool. It was a movie. The team that made it was also there. What was the name? Because it has like an English name, but then fuck, I don't remember. Only thing I remember, it was post-apocalyptic and it was 3D. That's the only thing I remember. It's the only thing. I concur, but I'm being realistic. Yeah, for sure. I was working in kitchens all my life, so what I'm trying to convey here is that I'm ready to learn and commit in order to change the profession. Yeah, for sure, absolutely, absolutely. I understand. Um, yes, remember to know your value, as Locke said. Yes, that's important. Know your value and don't undersell yourself. Very important. Very important. The gaming industry can be super awesome. Always needs more great people, but there are also important things to consider, and one of them is not getting screwed over. Yeah, absolutely. Loki J is 100% right. I don't remember where you're located, Foldy, but if you're in North America, especially, labor laws are not as strict as in Europe. So getting screwed over in the game industry is a lot easier in North America versus Europe, for example. And in Europe, it depends on the country. You're in Finland. Oh, okay, cool. Then it is a better situation to be in, because our labor laws here in Finland are, of course, a lot more solid. I suppose that's everywhere, and I'm sure the leader in that field is restaurant business. Guilt tripping is real. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you can do restaurant biz, you can do so much. Oh, absolutely. I'm sure. And like the restaurant business, from my understanding, is very high stress. And if you can survive that stress, then I'm pretty sure you can survive game development stress. I was going to say something, but it slipped my mind. What were we talking about? Yeah, the movie. Now it's bothering me. What was the name of the movie? It's like something with a G. G. No, it's Blam. Blam? Blam? Was that the name of the anime? Blam? Blame? Yes, Blame. Yes, it's called Blame. That's the name of the anime movie. It's called Blame because the now I remember, because the people who made the movie were there, or some of the team was there, and they called it Blam. That's why I was like, there was something weird in how they pronounce it. It's called Blame, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I liked it when I went to watch it in the movie theater, and it's based on a manga of the same name, from my understanding. Also, thank you, XV Tommel, for the follow, and welcome to the cuties. Sorry, my setup is now a little bit simple. It's gonna get an upgrade once I'm back in home in Sweden in February. So start of February, there's going to be a facelift to the look of the stream, and I'm going to be streaming also more. I support Trump, though. He does good things. I love kids and Trump. Yeah, Trump doesn't do great things, though. So, hey, what is happening? Whoa, what are these bots? Thank you, Jetta Spinky. Thank you, Jetta Bai. Thank you, Chodist. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce that. Shy. I'll call you Shy. Thank you, Behemoth. Thank you, Johnny Tickler. I'm being hacked. Oh no! Yeah, it looks like a bot thing. I'm being hacked. End stream. Bots for Biden. This is annoying. Okay, what we can do here is I can ban that person. And then I can ban that person. And then I can ban. Was that? Sorry? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they came because of the name of my stream. And that was the point. I want the name of my stream to be abrasive. I want my stream name to be abrasive. I want it to annoy people, because we're going to talk about it in like 10 minutes. And now we're just kind of doing the fun usual. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm pretty sure like some people might have seen my title and they were like, let's go, and then they just started spamming. So I just banned them all because I don't care. they were just spamming a bunch of shit. And they were doing dumb stuff. What was I saying before that happened? I have no idea. Oh yeah, Blame. I was talking about the anime. Yeah, it's called Blame. It's on Netflix. It's all right. I'd be careful with discussing politics on Twitch. I'm not sure they're okay with that. They are. Don't worry about it, Foldy. They are okay with it. You can discuss politics on Twitch. One of the biggest streamers on Twitch, Hassan Piker, is a political streamer. And there is a very healthy leftist political scene on Twitch. So no worries. You can discuss politics on Twitch. You can't like incite violence against, another political group, for example, or you can't be like spreading, white supremacist theory, that kind of stuff you can't do. But talking about politics on Twitch is totally fine. I mean, there is a category on Twitch called politics specifically. Cool. I thought they banned first, ask questions later. They can do that sometime, but it depends. Usually when if they ban someone, whether it be like a timed ban or permanent ban, usually there's a reason for why that happened. You've been doing something that is like towing the line of TOS. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Twitch is not the best with upholding their TOS consistently. Like there's this one streamer called what's her name? It's like Delightfully Danny, I think is her name. Let me double check. Yeah, Delightfully Danny is her name, and at least on true, yeah, Delightfully Danny, and she does body painting, and she got banned because of the body painting, which is weird because there are very specific rules that Twitch has for body painting in the TOS, and they updated that like half a year ago or so to be very explicit, like you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and she was complying to all of those, and she got like timed out or like a 1 week ban, and she doesn't know why. She complied with the rules, and because Twitch doesn't tell you why you get banned, they're just like you broke the community guidelines, so now you're banned for a week, and like but they don't tell you like exactly why they did that, so it sucks. Yeah, body painting is like there's another streamer called what's her name, Mizzy, I think, with two Z's, and she also does body painting, and she has like just on her overlay a text saying this is okay with TOS, write exclamation mark TOS in chat, and then she has an automated command that basically gives a message saying, hey, this is according to TOS. According to TOS, I have to do these things, and I'm doing these things, so it's all okay. Stop yelling, because it's so common that people come in there, guys like, this is the children's site, you can't show your titties, and it's like, there are specific rules. I'm going by the rules. Shut the fuck up. Bots are annoying, but at least there weren't follow me random link bots. Yeah, that's why I don't think they were bots. I just think they were some idiots who were trying to come and troll me because they were like, I like Trump. So they're coming in like, haha, I'm gonna trigger him by telling him I like Trump. That'll trigger the libs. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, enjoy your racist leader, I guess. And then they were like, I like Biden. Also, I love children, so they're trying to imply that Biden's a pedophile or whatever, and that was their whole shtick. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, let's just ban those people. Sniff, hey, welcome, Sniff. Hey, Dave, welcome, nice to see you. Twitch is so inconsistent with enforcing their own rules. It's basically a meme at this point. Yeah, it is, and it's really annoying because usually the inconsistency hits like minorities, like women or people of color, etc. It's really, really annoying. Long time no see. Yeah, it's nice to see you, Dave. I'm currently in Finland visiting friends and family, so I don't have my stream set up right now, so I'm just using my phone, which is why this setup is very, 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 very simple. Sniff, you missed it earlier, but there was like, I think 6 users that like all of a sudden came in and followed me, and then they were just like spamming like bots for Biden or I like Trump or whatever. So I think they were just people making fun of me because of the title of the stream. They were trying to troll me, and it was not great because I just banned them immediately. So it was whatever. Also, Onkaloinen, welcome. How are you? Sorry, reading chat is a little bit difficult from the phone screen, so I'm trying to read it from my laptop screen. The same time. I haven't banned or anything. I'm being more or less good boy, but still, Twitch rules be weird at times. Yeah, they are. They are weird. I mean, they're pretty commonsensical. It's just like, behave, don't be a racist, don't be a bigot, that kind of stuff. Don't show nudity, except sometimes apparently you can, which is it's mostly common sense. Like for that kind of stuff. Don't harass people, don't dox people, these types of things. And also, thank you. I think it doesn't show up there for some reason. Hold on. Thank you, Sniff, for the tier 2 subscription for 9 months. That's pretty nuts. 9 months. Can I do the? No. Oh, I can do it. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. There you are. Wow. There we go. Thank you for the so much. Lovely, man. Hope you're enjoying the time at home. I am. Yes, I am, Dave. It's been really nice because I was here in the summer for 3 weeks, but since then I've literally been home in Sweden and hadn't seen anyone for 4 months because I don't have friends over in Sweden, and I've been working from home and streaming, and that's been my life for 4 months. So it's been very nice to see people here and just be around people. It's been very nice. Also, Ida, welcome to the stream, Ida. How are you? We're going to be talking about the Capitol Hill stuff in like 5 minutes. Just waiting for people to come in. weak sauce from there. Yeah, it was pretty weak sauce. It was just like, I like Trump. I'm gonna own the libs, and it's just like, okay, ban. This is like, it's an easy ban. I like, if you want to troll me, you know, put some effort into it. Capitalist Hill, true. Also that. It is that. It is that. Anyone seen an old French animation called The King and the Mockingbird, Le Roi et l'Oiseau? Saw it the first time as a kid. My brother happened to find a DVD of the movie a while ago. I've never seen that and I've never heard of that. No. Why do you ask, Hazel? Okay, now I'm up to speed with what's written on the thing. We're up to speed. And actually, how about we kick it off with you know what? I think it's time for you know what. I think you know what time it is. I didn't read your question? Oh no, where was it? Hold on. Did you hear about, was it Charlie Kirk being charged with accusations for getting Trumpists to join the attack on Capitol? I did not. I hope it goes forward. Sorry, my dyslexia makes me miss messages. I don't do it maliciously. I didn't do it on purpose, but reading through many lines of text quickly, I can easily accidentally skip a line. Apologies. Because that's the thing, I haven't heard of anyone who's seen it, King and the Mockingbird. Yeah, I mean, if it's a French animation and it's really old, then I'd imagine that if you didn't live in France, then yeah, you wouldn't have seen it. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, but everyone, you know what time it is. We do this every time, and we're going to do it now. It's going to be a bit scuff, but we're going to do it. It's time for melon. It's time. No. Whoa. Melon! Son of a bitch. Lon Lon Ranch? No. Everyone. Today, we're going to be talking about what the fuck went down on the Capitol Hill a week ago, actually. Almost exactly a week ago. We're going to talk about what the fuck happened, how did it happen, and the aftermath that has followed from it, because it has been one hell of a week for politics. Let's go! Yeah. Yep. This is so scuffed. Fuck it, we're just doing it a few times. And that's what's happening today, folks. Hey, Mika, thank you for the kind words. It's temporary because I'm in Finland right now. I'm still going to be here for about 2 weeks, and then I'm going back to Sweden. And then the quality shall rise with a new stream overlay, new point redeemables that will interact with the stream. That's right, I've set up some really cool things that interact, like you can pay with channel points to interact with my stream overlay. That's right, it's coming. It's coming, folks. Shit, where is it? Yeah, it was a week ago, Ida. It was 1 week ago on the 6th of January. We'll get to that in a sec. Time is weird. Hey, did you know the Bean Dad incident was this year? Time is weird, right? All the time during the Capitol Hill shit, I was thinking, Fondue sure has a poor time to stop streaming. I know. When it was happening, I was like, no, this is amazing content. Why did I stop? But it was just poor timing. What can you say? I love that you have a whole theme song for these talks. Yeah, just an intro. It just became a thing because like I think I used it one. No, I was gonna use a different song, for the hype song, And then I was like, shit, I can't find that song. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just use this one. And then, you know, I always explain what's happening in the stream at the start of the stream with this song. And then it was just fun. And then I was like, oh, I'll just keep using this song because it's really fun. So now I just use it all the time. So it kind of happened. Like the fact that I was going to use a hype thing to explain what's happening in the stream, that was planned. This song was not planned. The song, it was just like, I need a song. I can't find the one I want to find. This one will do. Yeah. Also, keeping that. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I'm in the right place. I actually have no idea what happened in the US, but I know something newsworthy. Oh, Foldy, you're going to be in for a good one. Mika, I've heard everything is a bit better always in Sweden. Not true. It's a lie. It's a lie. Everything is not always better in Sweden. For example, did you know if you want to buy alcohol in Sweden, you have to go to Systembolaget, which is the equivalent of Alko in Sweden. Even if you want beer, that's where you have to go. And it's like only open until like, I think 8 during working days, and on Saturdays it's only open until 3 p.m. and it's not open on Sundays. But the one positive thing is that alcohol in the stores is cheaper because it's all in Systembolaget. So it is cheaper, but bars are more expensive. So get some losers. Was it Fondue who had bad timing or the Trumpers? I guess me, because I only had like a 2-hour stream. So I ended my stream early. So if I was in Sweden doing my normal stream, I would have been live when that went down. But would I have noticed it? I don't know. Now it seems like everything's a bit worse in Sweden. Yeah, like the corona, the whole COVID handling in Sweden has been awful. It's really bad. They really fucked it up. The best things happen accidentally. Yeah, they kind of do. Yeah, I like that. Like, usually those types of things either takes a long time to figure it out, or it just kind of happens, you know? It's perfect. Thanks, keeping that eat. Yeah, I like it a lot too. It's really fun. Like it was one of your tabs. Like it was in one of your tabs ready because I had sent you. It was something like that, Mida. It was like I had just watched it and I was like, it's pretty funny, and then I just had it open in a tab because I couldn't find the actual song because I wanted to find like a song from Kirby, but I don't remember which song and I couldn't find it, so I was like, I'll just use this. So thank you, Mida. Systembolaget has better graphical style than Alko though, so it evens out. Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, Systembolaget does have a better aesthetic. Yeah, I do like it more. Aesthetic, yeah. I think aesthetic is the word we're looking for, Sniff. Anything has better aesthetic than Algo. Yeah, Algo's aesthetic is just boring. It's just really like, bleh. Maybe everything just bigger in Sweden, even outbreaks. Yes. Kirby soundtrack. Yeah, there was like, I don't remember which song it was. There was like a very specific Kirby song I wanted to use, and then I didn't look it up beforehand because I was smart. If this is too personal, just don't answer. Are you by chance flying back to Sweden on the 29th? If you are, we may be on the same flight. Ooh, I've been meaning to ask you this on Signal for at least a week, but I always forget, so I decided to ask you now that I remember. Unfortunately, no, I'm not flying on that day, so we are not on the same flight. But I will not divulge any more than that on this stream. But let's get started on the whole what happened last week. So, a week ago, on Wednesday the 6th of January, it was like a couple of hours after my stream ended. So it was evening. It happened in the evening and like throughout the night, Europe time. Was it the House or the Senate? I don't remember. I always get the House, the Senate, and Congress always mixed up. But one of the bodies in the US was certifying the election results of the presidential elections. I think it's the House. Yeah, it's the House. The House was it the Senate? God damn, I always get it mixed up. I always get the House and the Senate mixed up. I never remember which is which. Anyway, the Senate was certifying the presidential election results, so they were certifying essentially Joe Biden as the next president. And as they were doing this, there were some Republicans that were House of the crummier one, both crummier to me. The Senate, there were some Republicans there who were basically saying, this election was stolen and we need to do a proper count. We need to, I think Ted Cruz was one who was saying, like, we need to set up like an emergency council of like different people to check the results because people are demanding it. So this was going on. And then while this was going on, outside of Capitol Hill, which is the building that they're in Washington, D.C., a bunch of Trump supporters, some, not that many local, I would imagine, a lot of them had flown in or driven in to Washington, D.C. To basically protest against the certification of Joe Biden as a president. And I think it was called the Stop the Steal March. And the Trump team had like a speech outside. Eric Trump spoke, Don Jr. spoke, Rudy Giuliani spoke, a couple of other people spoke. Did Trump speak? I don't think Trump spoke there. But yeah, like the Don Jr. talk was really sleeper. It was really boring. He's not charismatic. Yeah, he did. Okay, thanks, Mika. He's not charismatic. It was really boring. Then Eric Trump got on stage and he was like batshit insane. He was like, "If you don't vote for my dad, you're gonna find me in your backyard." And I was like, what the what is happening? Hey, Gimpa, thank you for the tier 1 subscription for Cuatros meses. Wait, what's months in Spanish? What's months in Spanish? It's not años, that's years. Días is days. English to Spanish, months. Meses. Hey, Marto! Welcome. I was talking about this for someone who doesn't know. Okay, cool. We'll get to that. Welcome, Marto. I'm trying to see if I miss anything. Ooh, I will open that up. Yeah, Trump was saying in his speech, like, he won't accept defeat, yada yada. Hey, thank you for the tier 1 subscription for 10 months. 10 meses. That's fucking nuts. It's insane. 10 months. Holy moly. That's pretty wild. So yeah, so these I don't know how many people were at the march. I think there were like tens of thousands of people at the march, maybe. So they had their speeches. Rudy Giuliani came in and said, "We want trial by combat," and all kinds of crazy shit. So they have their speech. They're riling up the audience, the people who came to the rally, and then they stormed Capitol Hill. The crowd broke into Capitol Hill, like the building, like the Capitol building of the United States, where the Senate was adjourned at that time. It was like a few people short of like everyone important in US politics in the same room. They were counting, or they were certifying the votes for Biden. And then these people rush in there partially because the police, first of all, there were barely any police there. There was like very, very little security there, which is really weird. really weird. Secondly, they were just normal police. They didn't have any riot gear or anything, which is like very different to half a year ago when BLM was protesting at the Lincoln Memorial, where they were fully decked out in like full on riot gear, you know? And now they had like just normal police officers and not that many of them. And, lastly, the police basically let them inside. Like there's videos of like, there's like they had like gates to basically keep them out, and then they just kind of move out of the way and just let them in. And basically like when the police are at the door and they're just kind of like, you shouldn't come here. You can't come here. You shouldn't be coming in here. And they're just like walking in there. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. We're going to defend democracy, brother. We're going to stop the steal. Stop the steal, brother. We're going to stop it. Thank you, Mito. Congrats to me and Fun for our sniff baby. I mean, our stream baby. We have a stream baby. Cute sheets. Thank you. When you're subbed for 9 months, it's called having a stream baby. It is. Capital Hill. Also, more than 10 officers are charged now. We know some were collaborating and taking selfies. Yeah, so there's videos of cops taking selfies with the insurgents, terrorists. Actually, they're terrorists. With the terrorists who came inside there, they're like taking selfies with them. Some of the terrorists who came to the rally and went inside were actually off-duty police officers from other parts of the United States, which makes sense because in 2016, 84% of police officers in the United States voted for Trump, and we don't have the number for 2020, but it is most likely around the same amount. So most police officers who voted are for Trump. So it's not very weird that we would see police playing favorites with a pro-Trump rally. Don't come here, you're so sexy. Basically like, no, don't come in here, no. And it also seems like it was not random, that it was actually coordinated, because there was like videos of some people having like floor plans and they were specifically trying to get Nancy Pelosi, I think Chuck Schumer, and Mike Pence. I think those were like their 3 targets that they were trying to get, and they had like Ziploc ties, so they probably would have like kidnapped them, possibly even killed them. And while this was going on, so while we were charging in, there were also explosives, like DIY explosives. So what are they called? IEDs, improvised explosive device, I believe. So it was very serious. Like these are terrorists. IEDs, thank you. Yeah, so these are terrorists because they came in there. They were planning to kidnap people. They had bombs. Like, this is as clear of a terror attack as any. Although it doesn't seem like there were very clear like demands, which would usually, like a coup d'etat, you would usually have like clear demands, like we want these people out of office and we want these people in power and this is how it's going to work. Although, yeah, they wanted to keep Trump in power, so there was some. So it's a little bit like messy, so it's hard to say. Stop the steal. I thought Trump was supposed to be defending jobs in the steel business. Good one. Good one. Excluding those who obviously were collaborating with rioters, being that outnumbered, not fighting the crowd is. I mean, yes, I'm not saying that the cops should have fought. That is actually a smart thing to do. That's de-escalation. Like, definitely, the police shouldn't have started shooting at the crowd. I totally agree with you. My point is just that notice how different the police are towards pro-Trump protesters, insurgents, versus BLM protesters. With BLM, they come fully decked, they have riot shields, they have tear gas, the whole shebang, and they will, at the slightest inkling, start bopping heads. Here, they're like, I'm not gonna touch you. There should have been like way more police officers. Like they have basically like most of their most important people in the country in there, and they're like, well, they might all die. So, and apparently Trump, because one of the problems is that Washington D.C. is not its own state, as is not Puerto Rico, for example. So they don't have the authority to call in the National Guard. And there's some reports that say that Trump was specifically fighting against calling in the National Guard, which eventually the National Guard did show up. But apparently Trump was trying to make that more difficult. So, and some aides have said that Trump was happy and excited about this terror attack when it was happening. And there are some signs that this was being organized on Parler and other sites like this. Yeah, like they were most likely going to hang Pelosi and shoot Pence, probably, but we don't know that for a certainty. But what we can for sure say, they were planning to take prisoners for sure, and most likely kill some people. Most likely, but at least take prisoners is 100% sure. I don't think that you necessarily are a terrorist, even if you are insurrectionary or a seditionist. Not necessarily, no, but I think in this case, I think this is a clear act of terror, I would say. They're domestic terrorists. You don't necessarily have to be. I would argue that their aim was not terrorize the public and therefore reach their political aim. I'm not going to argue about should we call them insurrectionists or terrorists. That's not really a fruitful conversation, to be honest. Like, which one we call them, I don't really care, to be honest. Insurrectionists, seditionists, terrorists, I don't care. What they were are white supremacists and fascists who were part of this group. Like, we had people with like Auschwitz hoodies on, like the Three Percenters were there, the Boogaloo Boys were there. Like, these were fascists, these were these were white supremacists, and these were regular Trump supporters, and the regular Trump supporters had no issue with hanging out with open white supremacists and fascists. They were just like, yeah, these people are all right. They like the same thing I do. How about we call them dicks? That's an insult to dicks. Good point, Marto. Good point, good point. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, some people representing DC police said they were understaffed for some weird reason. Like, there are signs that are pointing towards this being, a lot more organized than it seems. Was it all like organized together? It's hard to say, but it definitely does look like this was an organized effort. How involved was Trump in all of this organizing? We don't know. Like, he might have been like directly trying to push for this or indirectly. But what we can say is that Trump's rhetoric for the last 4 years and the Republican Party's rhetoric and supporting Trump has led to this. Like, this didn't come out of nowhere. This is 5 years of agitation by Trump, by the Republican Party, by Trump's team, and by, the media as well. The media plays a big part in this. Like, Fox News has played a big part in agitating people. So this didn't come out of nowhere. This was like, I didn't think that they would storm the Capitol. Like, we knew that the rally was happening, and I thought it would get a little rowdy, but I never thought they would storm the Capitol. I didn't think we were that far into like a proto-fascist state. Like, this was essentially the beer hall putsch, like the equivalent. Like, it's really bad what happened there. And here's like one of the saddest, funniest parts. Also, Marvel, hey, nice to see you. Sorry I didn't say hi before. One of the funniest and saddest things is that apparently the main reason that the insurrectionists didn't make it into the hall where the Senate was, the senators were, in time for them to be there, was because of a black police officer called Eugene Goodman, who apparently was like led them to a different area or something, but I don't remember exactly what he did. But anyway, he basically bought the senators enough time to get out of there before the insurrectionists got there. And like, just think about that. Like, a black police officer saved the senators from white supremacists and fascists. Yeah, 2021, written by Hideo Kojima. We all need to apologize to Hideo Kojima when we said the way that he named his characters in Death Stranding is dumb. We need to apologize to him because he was right and we were all idiots. In the next game, if he wants to call his protagonist like woman mecha good, yeah, sure. Whatever. Like after these 2 years, like it's whatever, man. Like everything is on the table. So yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened 1 week ago. Yeah, hero protagonist, exactly. Exactly. Hanging pens would never have worked because that's the point when Secret Service starts shooting at people. Yeah, exactly. It would have never worked. I mean, they did erect like a gallows, so like a hanging thing outside of the Capitol Hill. It was of course for show, but they did that. Fun, cool things that they do. Arguing about category boundaries is not fruitful in general. Yeah, I agree, Sniff. At least like in this conversation, it doesn't bring us anywhere really. Like, do we call them insurrectionists or terrorists? It doesn't really bring us anywhere. So we'll just move beyond that. Also, love the fact that it was a bunch of women who saved the ballots during the evacuation. Yep. So that's also another thing. So of course the Senate had all of the ballots there with them, and luckily they took them with them. If they have not taken the ballots with them, these insurrectionists would have gotten the ballots, and worst case they would have burnt the ballots, and then what would have happened? But luckily that didn't happen. Ooh. True, I like dicks, but I don't like Nazis. Exactly. These people were there because they believed the election was stolen. Now, why is that? Because their leader was telling them constantly via Twitter, the media, and Republicans were also doing it. We have to remember that it's not just Donald Trump that did this. It was Donald Trump, definitely, and his team, but it was also other Republicans like Matt Gaetz and Ted Cruz, who were also saying these exact same things and agitating people and they're still doing it. They're basically still doing it. After all of this, they're still saying these same things. They're still. But we're going to get to that in a bit, what's been going on throughout the week. And the media, like Fox News, Tucker Carlson has been agitating people for years. Tim Pool has been agitating people for years. Ben Shapiro, what's his name? The change my mind dude with the mug and the sitting in the place. What's his name? Anyway, right-wing grifters have been doing this also for a long time. Oh, I got hiccups. Crowder, thank you. Thanks for the summary. I had a hard time wrapping my head around it. Yeah, I mean, Marto, it is a very historic event because like a lot of stuff happened that night. A lot of stuff, and this is gonna go down in history. This is gonna be in the history books in some form. In what form? Hey, we'll see in about 20 years who's leading the U.S. and then they'll tell the tale. Yeah, the gallows thing was omega lol, absolutely omega lol. It was just like, what? I really think the cops say that people storming the Capitol Hill. I really think that people protecting senators and Pence do not have enough firepower. Yeah. I mean, he didn't save them with like a gun. He saved them with his actions. There are 6 copies made of ballots, though, mandatory copies. Oh, okay. But it would have been a symbolic thing. I think it would have been like a victory for them, I think. Yeah, QAnon as well. It's like Republicans were kicking and bullying a stray dog and then surprised when the dog tried to bite. It's more like... It's more to the point like Republicans were telling you that someone, punched your mom constantly. Like, that's the person that punched your mom. It's not really true. And then you're like, I'm going to fuck him up. And then you're like, how could this happen when I constantly told them that that person punched their mom? How could this happen? Yeah, Finland too. The Finns representatives are claiming that there'll be fraud in the municipal elections. Oh my god, we're gonna get to that as well. Oh, there's so much. There's so much bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna step back and paint while listening. Yeah, go for it, Mino. Go for it. Show us what you're painting, by the way, once you're done. Yeah, that's a better analogy. Yeah. So this is what happened last Wednesday. As you can imagine, it's been a hell of a week. Wait, that's the wrong date. Why did I put that there? That's not right. As you can imagine, it's been quite a week. Quite a week. Because, a group of insurgents stormed Capitol Hill and got inside and broke shit. So there's a lot of things that need to, be discussed. So, shortly after that, at first, Trump made a video addressing these people while this was happening, and he called these insurrectionists very special and that we love them, and told them, like, please, like, just go home, just go home. Basically not condemning them, calling them special and that they're loved and they should just go home, no consequences, wash your hands, it'll all be good. I just want to know if that dude who stole the podium actually used it for a speech or two. No, of course not. He just stole it for the lulz. He just stole it for the lulz. What was I saying? Yeah. So Trump made that video, and a little bit after, he actually made an actual apology video where he was like semi-conceding. He kind of was implying that he was conceding the election and saying that he's going to focus on like a peaceful transition of power. And of course, the right-wing Trumpers immediately started speculating that it's a deep fake video. Trump would never concede, and there was someone like, fuck you, Trump, how dare you concede? Why did we go there to protest if it was all for nothing? Like, crazy speculation. Then, like, a couple of hours later, Twitter banned Trump. Permanently. Gone from Twitter.com. Real Donald J. Trump's account. Out. Facebook banned him. Instagram banned him. Pinterest. Pornhub. A bunch of other sites. Basically, all social media companies banned Trump. Immediately. Immediately after that started happening. Boom, bam, boom. Get banned. Bish. Yeah, Sniff Mask, true. Loki J is a famous rapper. Did you see Arnold's response to the Capitol Hill? I did. I can talk about that briefly in a sec. I'm imagining him trained to become the next Trump, giving speeches at home, knowing Trumpers. He probably streamed it with his home address. Sorry, who are you talking about? Oh, that dude. Yeah. I'm going to talk about that in a sec as well. Yeah, not the business, but the guy. Yeah. I know what you mean. Did Pornhub ban him for real, though? Yeah, they did. They did to him. They banned his account. They banned him, yeah. Or at least they said. They banned him, so... Fascists being banned. This is basically Orwell's 1984. What a perfect segue. Because that's been a big point of discussion now, is free speech. Trump is being silenced and censored by the radical left. The radical left. The communists that control the big tech companies, which, yeah, that's how it goes. It's the communists who are in control of big tech companies. Yep, that's who it is. So there's been a huge discussion over, freedom of speech this past week because, Republicans are like, they're trampling Trump's free speech. They're trampling your free speech because not only did Trump get banned from social media platforms, a lot of alt-righters and right-wingers got banned from social media platforms as well. And And it seems, I'm guessing that, you know, the tech companies got some very stern calls after all of this happened, that they have been allowing for this type of inflammation to fester for way too long, because Apple and Google gave Parler is basically the 4chan of Twitter. So Parler is where all the alt-righters and the Nazis go, because they can't be on Twitter saying all the shit that they want to say, because that would break terms of service. But Parler, who cares? There's not really terms of service. So Apple and Google were like, hey, you have 24 hours to clean your shit up, otherwise we're taking you out of our storefronts. And you can't be on our stores anymore. And they did, because they didn't clean their shit up. So, Parler gets yeeted the fuck out of these platforms, and a bunch of other companies, including Amazon Web Services, which half of the world uses essentially for any hosting services, they say, Parler, goodbye. We don't want to associate with you for some really weird reason. They basically said, bye, Parler. And then the most beautiful thing happened. The truly a cherry on top of this sundae. Parler got hacked, as Gimpa is just saying there. And this is because Parler's two-factor authentication service dropped them, so there was no longer two-factor authentication on Parler, and all of their content is stored in sequential numbers on their server. So if you know the sequential number of a post, you can find it. Thing is, it's just a sequential number, so you can just guess it. So some wonderful people basically crawled through all of Parler. Crawling means that you have an automated system that basically goes through the whole site, because you start from the lowest number in the sequence, and then you just increase the number, and then you just download everything. And that's what they did. They downloaded terabytes of stuff from Parler. And what they found out also was that they were able to create administrator accounts. And funnily enough, when you delete stuff on Parler, it doesn't actually get deleted. It just gets hidden from everyone, except administrator accounts. So they created a bunch of administrator accounts, and they just downloaded everything off Parler. Here's an even better part about Parler. You can become a verified citizen on Parler. How do you become a verified citizen? You send a picture of your driver's license over to Parler. Guess where that was stored? That's right. Everyone's information fully publicly available. All their posts, all their pictures, all their videos, everything laid bare. And they sent this stuff to the FBI. And here we get to one of the greatest things that these insurrectionists did, which is they filmed everything. They took pictures of everything. They streamed so much of it, which is why they got caught super quickly. And because after this whole thing happened, some Republicans were saying, actually, the people who stormed inside the Capitol Hill, they weren't actually Trump supporters. Oh no, my friend. They were actually Antifa super soldiers. That's right. Antifa super soldiers who had infiltrated the rally. And they were behind this. They were behind this after all. But then a little bit later, they were saying the people who did do this were brave patriots. So, Schrodinger's patriot. You're a patriot or Antifa, but at the same time. Now, I added the super soldier part. They didn't say super soldier. I added that part for the memes. They didn't say super soldier. I added that one. It was just for the memes. It's funnier that way. It makes the story funnier. There were Facebook posts with Antifa officials saying they were PX. Oh, people have no idea. That's not how Schrodinger's cat. Shut up! I was trying to come up with an analogy. I know. Sorry. I know. I was trying to come up with an analogy, but it didn't work. But anyway, so because these people, for example, there was a dude who stole the podium, the speaker podium, one of the speaker podiums from the hall, and there's a picture of him walking with it, waving his hand, no face covered, nothing. Clapped. There's also a dude who was known as the Q Shaman, and he was basically there with like face paint. He was wearing like this horn hat thing, and he had like Nordic rune things, which sucks because Nazis ruined pagan stuff. So he was there and he was doing stuff. He got arrested. There was a dude who took a picture on Nancy Pelosi's desk with his feet on the desk, and then later on he had a picture of himself outside as he had come outside and showed that he had stolen a letter from Nancy Pelosi, which in the United States, stealing someone's mail is a federal crime. It's a very, very serious crime in the United States to steal someone's mail. It's super, super serious. Like, it is a really, really bad crime to steal someone's mail. And this dude is essentially, with his face, with someone else's mail, a picture online. So one of the best things these idiots did is that they gave so much information about themselves, doing the crimes, sometimes saying their names on video or on stream, like, I'm this and this person, and I live here. It's like ridiculous amounts of information to basically dox themselves to the fucking Stone Age. So it was super easy to find them. A shit ton of them got put on no-fly lists immediately. So when they were trying to go back home, these patriots, at the airport, they were just like, sorry, you can't fly, you're on a no-fly list. And then they're at the airport like, I fought for you. I did all these things for you. The people, I love you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And they got clapped. And the Q Shaman, so the reason why that dude is called the Q Shaman is because at first, lefties, no, the OL's talking. Damn it, I knew it would. I knew it. Let me fix it. Hold on 1 second, I'll fix it. You'll just have to do it manually. What is this, communist China? Oh my god. Hold on. Need to do the thing. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I know. I'm fixing it. It just takes 2 seconds to fix. Because I need to go into the Discord. Oh, there we go. No, is it gonna send me dicks? I hope it doesn't do that. Please don't. Okay, cool. We go to my chatbot, update existing, and there. Okay, now it should work. Sorry for the huge wall of text. I just fixed that. So now it should work. Sorry about that one. Okay, back to this wonderful shit show. Oh my god, it's so wonderful to watch these people get clapped. Yeah, so the Q Shaman, the reason it was called that was because at first right-wingers are trying to say, actually, this Q Shaman guy, he's not a right-winger. He's actually Antifa. And we can tell because here's a picture of him from a BLM rally protesting against the police. But the picture's like cropped from here, the picture of him. And then behind him, you can see like a BLM sign. Some people holding a BLM sign. But then, if you uncrop the picture, he's holding like a sign that says, Q sent me. So he wasn't there to protest with the BLM protesters. He was there to protest against them. And then he got sent to jail or prison. He got sent to prison. And he was refusing to eat in prison because they weren't serving him organic food. I shit you not. All of this is true, and this is so insanely like such insane parody that nothing can parody. Like there's no parody. Parody doesn't exist anymore. The world is too bizarre for parody to exist. So he refused to eat because it wasn't organic food. So eventually they started feeding him organic food, which if this was a black person, they would have let him die. They literally would have let him die if it was black. Oh, ooh, another great. So sadly, people died at the Capitol Hill thing. I think 5 people died. I think 1 police officer died. Then one woman got shot by a Secret Service person, and now they're trying to make her into a martyr on the right. So that, which is really sad. You know, people died at this thing. It's serious. It's sad. The real horseshoe theory is that hippies and Nazis are at the end. Kinda, yeah. So it's really sad. However, one of these people, the way that he died, so it was like a 55-year-old dude, and he had like literally a little bit before this, like posted like an image, I think on Parlor, where he had like 2 ARs and like 2 guns on his like put it tucked into his pants in like extremely unsafe ways, and he's like, I wish those BLMers would come back here and I'd give them some. Like the most chud picture that you can imagine. Damn, I have to go now. I'll watch the VOD later. Hey, no worries, Jonathan. Thank you for dropping by. It's so nice to see you. I hope you have a great evening. But yeah, he's basically like, come get some for lib cooks. So the way that he died was that he had a taser in his pocket. He fell over, and he fell in a way that activated the taser, and it tased him. He had a heart attack, and he died. Like how can you write parody? How can you write parody anymore? This is like straight up parody level stuff. I mean, it's really sad that he died, but it's just like, come on. It's just a simulation. The batteries are like, oh, here's an even more ridiculous one. So there was a woman who had a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, which is like the flag with the snake. Right libertarians love it because it's kind of like, you know, my rights, brr, kind of thing. They love to use a lot, like "Don't tread on me, don't tread on me." So she had that. She got trampled. I don't think she died. Did she die? I'm not sure. But she got trampled by the crowd. Didn't die, yeah, but it's just like, how can this be real life? Trampled. Nice one. Nice one. But yeah, so these people are now going to jail. They're getting picked up. I mean, not that many have been arrested. Like, there's been very few arrests, which is like, isn't that interesting? From the BLM riots during the summer, or the protests, I should say, sorry, the BLM protests, there were over 14,000 arrests made. No, these not all of these led to convictions, just arrests. But now, like immediately after the Trump insurrection, like 13 people were arrested. You know, just food for thought. Food for thought. I can drop a great link about BLM. Just say, oh, drop it also in the politics channel in the. Oh yeah, we covered that. Yes, I covered that. I made a video about that actually. Yeah, I made a video. So like an overwhelming amount of the BLM protests were peaceful. Yep, that's true. That's true. Cuba Boyland undoubtedly carried and displayed a yellow and black Gadsden flag, that's the Don't Tread on Me flag, to the pro-Trump Save America rally in Washington. According to her friend Justin Winchell's description, she died after being trampled during clashes between police and rioters at the U.S. Capitol. What's undetermined, police have not yet confirmed the accuracy of Winchell's account, and a brief official report notes only that Boyland was witness to collapse during. Oh, okay, so it's unsure if she actually got trampled. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like the taser thing, originally the story was that he tased himself in the nuts, but then apparently that was not quite true. It was just that he fell and the taser was in his pocket and then he tased himself, but not in the nuts. So yeah, there's still like a lot of information that is being trying to get ironed out, but the problem is that the sources are like, I'm a Trumper and I was there. So the sources are like, Yeah, no, no, I totally got that you weren't talking about Kimpa's comment, Lucky J. So yeah, oh my god, oh no. So then, Candace. So the right, of course, been going super hard on like some Republicans are like they're basically saying this is enough. Um, yeah, his widow said that it was not the nuts, but if my husband had died of nut tase, I would be trying to. Yeah, exactly. That's also like the like that has been disproven by Politico, but the source is his wife. So I want to believe, I want to believe that it was indeed the nuts. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Candace Owens. Yeah, so the right have now been either like trying to distance themselves from Trump. Like Mitt Romney, for example, has been like, "This is enough. You know, you need to resign. Like this has gone too far." Mitt Romney has been working together with the Republican Party and Trump for like 4 years now. So great time to start. Great time to grow a conscience on Mitt Romney there. Or then people like Matt Gaetz, for example, who are basically still saying, no, 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 we need to, people need to have a chance for the election count to be checked. Like, we can't just rush into this kind of stuff, you know? And then, of course, the right-toid grifters like Candace Owens have gone full on, it's 1984, just like Orwell said. You can't say anything anymore because the left wants to destroy you. The left will take away your right to speak if you don't say what they like. It's just like Orwell wrote. Like, Orwell's name has been said so many times that it has lost meaning to this point. So Candace Owens made like a 6-minute video with like really high production values, which is like, reminder, these right-wing grifters like Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, they are funded by like oil millionaires and billionaires and like conservative think tanks. Like they have a lot of money and they get a lot of money. Like they're not some like, I am a single guy in a bedroom in Finland. Random example. So she made a video of like, I'm being cancelled off Facebook, like really cool edits and like really high grade camera and lighting and shit. And she's like, I'm getting cancelled off Facebook. Meanwhile, that very video is on Facebook, has been viewed over 2 million times. And this trend has been throughout the week, like very consistent, that Republicans or right-wing media pundits are saying that they're being canceled on a huge platform like Fox News, for example. We're being canceled and we can't say anything. As I'm saying you this on, one of the biggest channels ever. So they're just like ridiculous. Ridiculous. Can't stay longer. I need to listen to some tunes. Yeah, no worries, Ida. No worries. Have a great evening. Yeah, book deal would be nice. Yeah. Then you also need to have a picture of yourself with like tape, and then you're ripping it off, and like go to my site to get the real uncensored. So yeah, the thing is like she's attacking Facebook, and I think she's suing Facebook now because Facebook uses a company, one of their fact checker companies that they use, which they have funded partially, but one of the companies that funds that company is the company that owns TikTok, which is a Beijing-based company, and which the Chinese Communist Party has an interest in. So she's basically trying to say that the Chinese, was it Chinese? What is? Because like it's CPC, Chinese Communist Party of China. I think that's the like preferred term. I'm trying to find the right term. The Communist Party of China is silencing her in the United States because Facebook is using a company that is partially owned by a Chinese company. So she's saying the communists are silencing her, I think. It's a ridiculous video. I wish we could have watched it together. I didn't want to retweet it because I don't want to give it more coverage. I would have watched it here, but we can't do it unfortunately now. It's bonkers bananas. It's ridiculous. It's full of lies, full of fear mongering, full of propaganda. And she's suing Facebook. Of course, it's not going to lead to anything, but now she's going to be able to do like updates on her court case every like 2 weeks on like what's going on with the Facebook court case, which will give her, clout. Clout. Let me see what we've been writing. Sorry, I'm just going ham. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time to try the municipal election from Finland. Oh, that's too bad, Gimp. That's too bad. It would have been great. Kind of want to say that as a person of color in Finland, I've been fucking bullied for being only black in school. Yeah, for sure. I believe that, Gimpa. True, the Antifa fact checker of Facebook. Yeah, Facebook, of course, is run by communists, as we all know, as all billion-dollar tech companies are. They're run by the communists. Of course. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Was facts. PCP, no. She's missing the signal so much, and I don't know if it's on purpose or not because the mad grifter. I mean, it's on purpose, of course. It's totally. Dude, thank you for the 10 months. Diez meses. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much, dude, for the 10 months. I really appreciate it. And how are you doing, dude? Sorry for no pomp and circumstance, but you know what it is. Cultural capitalist, the CC police. True. Sorry. Chinese Communist extreme leftist Antifa fact, and she calls them hack checkers. Huh? You see what you did there? Huh? It's been a great week for content. Luckily, I'm barely streaming. Anyway, it's what a year, and it's only the second week. Yeah, Owens triggers me so much as well. Candace Owens is really frustrating because she uses her identity as a black woman very much as a shield. Trump is not racist. I, a black woman, like Trump. Therefore, he can't be racist. Or, I, a black woman, I will criticize all black people for their culture and their music, but I'm not racist because I'm black. So I can call them that. And then the Republicans are like, that's right. She a black person said it. So, we're not racist. We're just listening to the black person who said it. Like, she's a total grifter. She's a total 100% grifter. Like, she sued her school when she was younger for racism. She's totally a grifter. Mentally dying, yeah, right. 2020 New Game Plus. But the good part about New Game Plus, my kids, here's some hopium. The good thing about New Game Plus is you get to keep your XP. So it's easier, in a way. Yeah, Owens is doing the id pulse. Yeah, but then she criticizes the left for doing id poll. Republican here, I like to see the Democrat opinions from time to time. Is it okay if I make a comment or two, or do you want that? Yeah, go for the comments. Go for the comments. Like, again, I'm not American. I don't live in America. I don't have any stake in it. I don't like the Democrats, and I like the Republicans even less. I'm a leftist, so both of those parties suck. How do you like? J Door. Okay, J Door. Welcome, J Door. Nice to have you here. But yeah, it's just grift, Tokyo grift. Like, literally last weekend, had to do some moderation in Discord to a guy going on about BLM was violent. Exactly. White people are raiding the Capitol, or while that was happening. Yeah. The right doesn't even know what idpol is. They start doing way more. Yep, it definitely is. Like, idpol happens way more on the right, and then they constantly cry about the left doing idpol constantly. And people like Candace Owens frustrate me because Candace Owens is, without mincing any words, a modern day Uncle Tom. She is. Her whole purpose is that she grifts and she shits on her own people constantly. And it works. It works because then the right and conservatives can say, look, there's this black person who says all these things I'm thinking about black people, but she's saying it, so it's not racist. And I can point to them and say, look, the black person is saying it. It's not racist. Then you're like, what the fuck? How does this have to do with anything? Oh, yeah. Whataboutism. I love it. You're like, hey, these people stormed the Capitol. What about BLM? It's like, we're not talking about that. And he calls for a call to action from mods. All politics are identity politics. Yeah, true. But specifically when we say identity politics sniff, we mean like, I, as a black person, and then you speak about your experience as a black person, or like black people should be talking about, racism, for example. That would be like identity politics. And, the right often criticizes leftists for identity politics, but then they'll do stuff like what Candace Owens says is like, I'm going to criticize my whole people as a monolith, and I can do it because I'm black, so you can't call me racist. And then, the other Republicans can say, that's right, she's not racist. I'm not racist. The black person is saying it too, so that means I'm okay. Whew. What a week it has been. But identity politics, I mean, it can be annoying from time to time, but it's just part of life. Whew. And now, where we're at now with this whole situation is there's been heavy discussions about impeaching Trump because of this whole insurrection thing and how he has egged it on. Again, it's hard to say, did he directly organize it or not? But it is undoubted that he played a part in it, in agitating these people for 5 years, Hey, soldier, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? And then another option is the 25th Amendment, which, if I recall, the 25th Amendment is that a president can be taken out of office if they are seen to be unfit to be in office, for example, for health reasons. I forget which president this was done for before. So these are the two avenues that are currently being investigated. The Senate actually was just had a session about the impeachment and whether they should impeach or not. They were just voting whether it should go forward to the House, I think. Or was it the House that was voting and then it needs to go to the Senate? I never remember these things. Yeah, apparently the 25th is out of use because Pence won. Yeah, the vice president needs to invoke the 25th Amendment. So their only option right now is impeachment because Pence won't use the 25th. Yeah, incapable of to handle his or her duties. I think one president called it out because he had to go to a surgery for 8 hours. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yes. That was the one. You are correct. They asked me they should be imp eggplant him. What? Oh, right, because it's impeach. You should have said eggplant. Because he's in good at peaches. True. But yeah, they had a vote. I don't know how it ended up because right as I started the stream, they were voting on it still. So I don't know what happened. I'm trying to check Twitter quickly if there's anyone who tweeted about it, but I can't see any tweets about it yet. So it might be they still haven't gotten to it. Yeah, nothing on my Twitter, so I'm guessing it's still ongoing. Still ongoing. So that's where we're at right now. They're arguing whether Trump should be impeached or not. I mean, from a practical point of view, if he's impeached now, it doesn't do much from he has 2 weeks left or whatever. So there's not, or less than that, a week left in office. So there's not that much that's going to happen. Hey man, I'm going to go relax with one that started being ooh, cool, really falling in love with the game again. Okay, have fun, Lucky. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you. Thank you, Mika, for the follow, and welcome to the cuties. If you're not already here, actually, do join our Discord. We have a lovely group there. We hang out there. We talk. I'm there every day talking with the people. So feel free to jump in. Yes, I realized I had to click the heart. Thank you for the follow. And hey, if you are watching the stream and you enjoy what you're seeing and you haven't clicked that follow yet, please hit that follow button. It would help me out, and you'll also get notified when I go live. So that's cool. So click that follow. And if you would like to support me even further than that, you can subscribe to the channel for $5 a month. That will give you access to my emotes, and also when I run ads, which I'm not doing at the moment right now, but normally I do, you don't get ads, and that directly supports me. So if you want to do that, that would be awesome. But you don't have to. Totally optional. Apparently impeachment does a lot. He will lose monetary benefits and the ability to run again. Ooh, I didn't know that, Kipina. Okay. Yeah, so Kimpa, you're saying the same thing, that he couldn't run for public office, which I think he shouldn't be able to run for public office after this. Totally agree. He shouldn't be able to with what he's done. Totally agree. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. We'll see where that ends up. And the of course, the dangerous or the bigger conversation here, the bigger conversation here is what happens next. Because this is not going to go away magically, you know. There were tens of thousands of people there at the march, and they stormed the Capitol Hill. And, you know, they're not just going to go away. And the situation is not going to get magically better. You know, Hitler, to speak of Nazi Germany, Hitler tried to do a coup first and failed. But then 10 years later, he was in power. So we have to be very careful on what comes next. You know, Trump might not be the one who spearheads a full-on fascist state, but it could be someone else, and this definitely opens the door to that. So that's the tough one here. Like, that's why I think it's very important that Trump gets impeached and that he gets tried and thrown into jail essentially. And I think all of the Republicans that have been spouting this rhetoric of the election was stolen absolutely should be tried, should not be in office anymore. Like, that needs to be cut off immediately. Not being able to run in 2024 is misinformation. If he was impeached, he could run. The Senate would need to make another separate vote on making him unable to run. Ah, okay. Thanks, Mito, for the correction. Thank you for the correction. And then, yeah, how do you reconcile so many people being like, I like the fascism, or I'm okay with the fascism? It's a tough one. It's a real tough one. And that's where we're at right now. So that was a week. It's one hell of a week that we've had. Whew. All right. That was my first topic of the day. Any thoughts or questions over there on chat before we move on to the next topic? I have some nicer topics now, or nicer, but different areas, I would say, non-political, kind of political. Is there anything wholesome to talk about? Yes, I'm going to finish off with a kind of wholesome thing. And the next one is going to be, first part is going to be not wholesome, next one's going to be mixed bag. I think one of the biggest issues is that for small percentage on the far right and far left get all media coverage and don't represent the majority of the left and right. The problem is that the far right, we know what that means. You know, that's fascists. What we saw on Capitol Hill, Jador, they were fascists. By the way, am I saying your name right? If I'm not saying it right, please tell me how to say your name. Like, they were fascists and white supremacists. And the problem is that the people who were there in the crowd were totally okay with that. And then when we say far left, what does that really mean? Like, we need better words to talk about that. Hold on, let me use my mote. Or rather, like, the far left doesn't really mean much. And we don't really see that in media that much. Like, who's far left that has a position of power in the media? Who is far right that has a position of power in the media? Tucker Carlson, for example, Candace Owens, Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro. Like the right wing, and especially like the alt right and the far right, have way more visibility, way more backing because all of these that I mentioned, they're backed by oil billionaires, oil barons, conservative think tanks, while like leftists aren't funded by anyone. Like, there's no one funding leftists on a big scale like that because, like, what billionaires like, yes, I shall fund these leftists who think I should be taxed to the very end. No, that doesn't happen. So I don't think your argument is really apt there, and I think it's kind of trying to equivocate both as the same thing. The left and the right, they're just the same, but when they definitely aren't the same. Like, yeah, the media in the U.S. is mostly right wing leaning, mostly. I agree with you. What I meant was the negative media coverage. I'm not quite sure what you mean by negative media coverage. Do you mean that BLM, for example, if we talk about a more left leaning movement, do you mean that BLM, for example, is painted in a negative light? When it, like, for example, calling BLM, it's riots and it's violent, when studies show that most BLM protests were peaceful. Like, yes, I agree. That is not good. But then, what happened on Capitol Hill, because we're talking about Capitol Hill now, wasn't really painted in a negative light. It was a negative thing. It was an insurrection. It was a terror attack on the capital of the United States by its own citizens, an attempted coup. So I don't think these are the same thing, really. Yeah, I wish I could get some far left throughout the media. Yeah, give me some Kropotkin anarchists or even Trotskyists. Yeah, but it's always just some crummy liberals. Yeah, it's always libs. Always just the libs who are like, we just need to have capitalism, but with a smile. In Finland, everyone left of Basic Finns is a communist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the people in like the far right, the right nationalists here in Finland have been like, why do these people keep asking about Trump? Because they've been asked a lot about like, hey, what do you think about this Trump stuff that's going on? Like, why do we keep asking about Trump? It's because like throughout the years they constantly talk about Trump and how he's great and how he's doing good things. And I'm like, I don't understand why they're talking about asking us about Trump all the time. Like, why is that relevant? It's because you talk about it all the time. The BLM, and they are lumped in the left leaning folks. Still don't understand what you mean. Still don't understand what you mean. What's the other left folk? What are the other left folk that you're talking about? Polarization in conversation culture is run by algorithms in social media. Yes, absolutely. They want you to click the news and make you leave a comment to build retention. So in that way, polarization happens. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, social media has played a huge role in the current political space because it also pushes people into like if you start reading conservative stuff, then you can easily get pushed into for the alt-right, for example, as an example. Here's an example. Water's good. Drink some water. If you haven't drank any water in a bit, then drink some. It's also kind of the opposite for social media. What do you mean? What do you mean, Sniff? Okay. Yeah, I didn't get it either. Because interaction with the opposite side actually tends to strengthen. Right, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So people get more, they get more like, what's the word? They find an echo chamber and they kind of stick with it. It's easier to find people with the same opinions on social media, and then you kind of get stuck in an echo chamber. No. Oh, Then I don't get what you're saying. Let me find the studies. Okay, yeah, then I don't understand what you're saying. Or yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. You can always educate people, but in the end, the basic opinion won't change. Yeah, I mean, people do change their minds, but I think it's a process. Me talking with someone here on Twitch who's commenting, who doesn't agree with me on stuff, I'm not going to change their worldview in one sitting, but I can challenge them to think in different ways, and they might look at different sources and start to change their mind slowly that way. So people's minds can be changed, but it takes time. It's not a quick process. Social media brings people who have opposing views together, and these clashes actually strengthen. Okay, now I understand. Yeah. Okay. Now I get it. Now I get what you mean. All right. Got it. Understood. Now I have understood. Yeah. So social media basically allows us to clash more, and then that strengthens the yeah. So essentially, social media allows for people with different views to kind of come together in arguments, because arguments create a lot of interaction. So there's a chance for people to argue, but these arguments don't actually change people's minds. They only strengthen their pre-existing views. So if I say, for example, on Twitter, BLM is peaceful, and then a bunch of chuds come in and say, no, BLM is funded by Antifa and it's a terror organization, and then a bunch of leftists come in there and then they start fighting, that actually doesn't change anyone's opinion. It just strengthens everyone's pre-existing opinion. I think I got that right now. I think. But PNAS is a very respected science channel. Oh yeah. But let's move on. I want to move on from this because we've been talking about this for over an hour. So I want to move on. But that's the Capitol Hill stuff. We'll see where it leads. Hey, actually, next week, Joe Biden is going to be inaugurated. Is it 21st or the 20th? Joe Biden inauguration. Yeah, it's next week. It's probably going to happen nighttime during our time. But yeah, next week, it's happening. Joe Biden, next week, this day, Joe Biden's technically going to be inaugurated. And there's now been apparently the same people who plotted the insurrection at Capitol Hill are planning another insurrection now for the inauguration. So we'll see what happens. But we'll talk about more next week, where we're at, what's going on. In the meanwhile, let's talk about Twitch. We're going to start with something that was a positive thing that unfortunately turned negative. I laughed out loud at the speak a line in Rally English channel part report. Ooh, yeah, I do that. You can also make me speak Rally English for like 20 minutes. But yeah, speaking about Twitch, so recently, actually a week ago or so, Twitch removed the PogChamp emote. This was because the person whose face is on it, let me check the guy's name, I never remembered. What's the guy's name? Hold on. God damn it, what's his name? Ryan Gutierrez. So he's the face of PogChamp, or used to be the face of PogChamp. And apparently, after the Capitol Hill insurrection, he was posting about, basically egging people on to do more insurrection. And Twitch was like, we don't want to be associated with a person who is calling for coup d'etats. So they removed him, or they removed the PogChamp emote, because they were like, we don't want to be associated with this person. No thanks. And some people then suggested that, hey, it would be really cool if Twitch would just have a different creator every day as the PogChamp face, like their own Pog for every single day, which I think was a really nice idea. Okay, let me read those, you degenerates. Joe Biden is an antifa-communism general funded by the Illuminati. Please butcher. Joe Biden is an antifa-communism general funded by the Illuminati in Rally English. There you go. You both wrote the same thing. It's the truth, brother. It's the truth. I know it. I know it, brother. I know the truth. I've been there. Seen it. But yeah. So they removed him. Some people were like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if it would be a different Twitch creator every day? And Twitch was like, okay, let's do it. So I think starting on Sunday, a few days ago. Starting a few days ago, Twitch basically had a different PogChamp for 24 hours, and then they would change it, which was a really nice thing. It was like, hey, this is a really nice thing to bring attention to other creators on Twitch. Really, I think it was a nice gesture from Twitch. It was a nice way to solve that issue. Like, overall, I think a positive thing that Twitch did. Unfortunately, it turned sour very quickly because one of the people that they chose for the PogChamp thing is a streamer called Critical Bard. He is a voice actor, singer, streamer. Very cool person. And because he is black, people got very, very nasty when they announced that he was the PogChamp emote, because there was a clip of him that was dug out where he basically says, white lives don't matter. And his point, like in the larger context of the conversation, he's saying that, the phrase white lives matter is not true. White lives don't matter because there's no such thing as a white life. You can be proud of your Italian heritage or your Scottish heritage or your Irish heritage. But for black people, there is no heritage because black people were forcibly taken from another country, or other countries, I should say, brought to America, and their culture was beaten out of them. So black people don't have heritage that they can look to because they don't know it. It was stolen from them. So the only thing they have is being black. That was his point. And some wonderful gamers got really angry that they're using this person who basically is a racial supremacist. Some people were calling him a racial supremacist. And he got, threats. He got, hacking attempts. He had to close his Twitter account. He got a lot of harassment, and it was a very negative experience for him, which is really, really unfortunate. Yes, racial supremacist. That was the term that they used. Yeah. So unfortunately, that thing turned very sour, and it just unfortunately goes to show that Twitch does have a racism problem. And it's really something that Twitch needs to moderate harder, If someone's being racist on another platform, ban them on Twitch as well, for example. And it just showed that Twitch kind of threw a creator into the lion's den without, support. Parler sued Amazon. Yeah, good luck with that one. Yeah, good luck. So they kind of threw him into the lion's den without proper support, which is unfortunate. And it ended up being a very, very negative experience for him, which is very sad because I think the overall idea of changing the PogChamp every day is cool. Actually, who's the PogChamp now? Let's check. Who is PogChamp now? I don't think they changed it yet. Wait, is it? Wait. Donde? Wait. Oh no, wait, it is someone new. Who's that? Oh yeah, of course. And that brings us to our next Twitch story. So the current PogChamp that you see there is the Grefg. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Grefg. So the Grefg yesterday, or was the day before? It was the day before. The Grefg, why did I get the lady? You have to refresh because they changed it like during the stream, so you have to refresh to get the new one. So Grefg is a Spanish-speaking streamer, and he had a. Why is my PogChamp different for everyone? It's because some people hadn't refreshed. So the Grefg had a stream the day before, and it was the biggest single person stream ever on Twitch with a record of 2.4 million concurrent viewers. So like try to wrap your head around that. Like it was huge. A huge stream. 2.4 million concurrent viewers. I'm gonna get up the stats. Like some big events have come close to that. Like I think the League World Championships have gotten like 1.7 million concurrent viewers. But when we talk about like a single person streaming, he like blew it out of the water. Sorry, 2.5 million, not 2.4, 2.5 million. So the next biggest single person stream is 1 million concurrent viewers on YouTube by someone called El Rubius OMG, also a Spanish speaking streamer. Then we have Laserbeam at like 900,000 concurrent viewers, Australian. Technoblade at also 900k. Then the Grefg again at 700k. Dream 700k. Ninja 700k. Felipe Neto at 600k. Brazilian stream. Willerex 500k. Spanish. 2 Grefg streams at 500k. Spanish. Ebuy at 500k. Spanish. Tears American. And Vegeta 777 Spanish. Like, it's becoming abundantly apparent that the Spanish-speaking audience on Twitch is huge, and there's a huge potential there for the Spanish-speaking audience to grow. So the stream that the Grefg actually had is... the Spanish meta hits different. It does. Shut up, Mika. This would be easier if I could share my screen, but I can't share my screen. That's why I have to just say the numbers. Bear with me this month while things are a little bit scuff. So that's why you've been saying the months in Spanish today. Exactly. So my big announcement is I'm switching to Spanish. No, I'm not doing that. But if I was bilingual in Spanish, I would probably like switch 1 or 2 of my stream days to Spanish, or just put like English/Spanish tag and then speak in Spanish and English if I was fluent. But I'm not. I've done 1 course of Spanish, so I can't stream in Spanish. It would take me years to be able to stream in Spanish, so I'm not doing that. But that's the reason why I was saying the months in Spanish. Yes, like over half of the top 15 peak gaming stream spots are taken by Spanish streams, so it's a really big thing. Thank you, Sniff. And so the Grefg stream that broke this record, get ready, you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate this one. So the stream that broke the record was about the Grefg's official Fortnite skin reveal. That was the stream. It was him basically waiting and then revealing his official Fortnite skin. Could be worse. Could be worse. There's so many Finnish watchers for Twitch, like 6. Yeah, the Finnish market is not big, but it is what it is. But Spanish is big because Latin America is up and coming. You know, internet is becoming more widely available in Latin America, high-speed internet at that, on phones as well. So more people have access to high-speed internet at all times. So, you know, it stands to reason that the Spanish market has a lot of untapped potential there and that it is growing. So if you stream and you speak Spanish, I highly recommend speaking some Spanish in your streams. It could be a great revenue avenue for growth. I can't do it because is there a Finnish market? There is like a Finnish market. It's not huge. There's like, I don't know if Retku streams, Lappavika streams are usually like 1,000 viewers, so it's not a huge market. Yeah, he has usually like 1K viewers roughly. So there is a market. It's not huge because we're a small country with like 5.5 million people, so, and our language is only spoken here. It's not like Spanish, which is spoken by, how many people is it spoken by? Number of Spanish speakers in the world. Yeah, there's 450 million Spanish speakers, native Spanish speakers. So it's the second most common language in the world, only second to Chinese. So Twitch Chinese could be cool. Yeah, but not really. Yeah. China has their own streaming services. I don't think Twitch is really a thing there. They have their own. I don't remember what it's called, but that's kind of the thing with China, is that China, it's a huge market, absolutely, but it kind of has their own systems. Like, it's really hard for a Western company to go to China and be successful. It's very, very challenging. Usually they just have their own versions of stuff. Something in my throat. Yeah, I know they always have their own. Yeah, they have. I don't remember what it's called, but they have their own Twitch equivalent. But yeah, that was the Twitch news. So it was really cool to see the graphics. Huge stream. It was just like, what the Twitch is banned in China. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. But it was really cool to see that such a huge stream at the beginning of like 2021. So it's going to be a very, very exciting year for streaming, because streaming grew by a huge amount last year because of the pandemic. People have a lot more time to just be at home. So a lot of people started watching streams a lot more. So the market is a booming. But of course, the English speaking market is, of course, very saturated. But if I were to speak Spanish, I would do that. But I don't. So, you know, as they say in France. All right, then let's end on another Spanish speaking thing. So this is actually something that I've been thinking about a little bit for a while, because American or like English speaking people try to use, like, when they're speaking of Latin American people, there is like a gender neutral term called Latinx or Latinx. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically just Latin and then X at the end, Latinx. But people from Spanish speaking countries are like, what the fuck is this word, Latinx? We don't use it. Like, it's a white people thing. Like, we don't use this word. And there's been like a lot of debate about whether it should be used or not. And I came across a nice article from Vox. Actually, let me find it for you. I sent it to my friend. Where was it? There it is. I'm going to post it in chat if you want to have a read. It's a nice article about, you know, the use of the word Latinx. And basically the need for such a word is because in Spanish, like all other Romance languages like Italian, French, etc. I think I will step on now. Okay, Sniff, thank you for hanging out, and I will see you. Goodbye, Sniff. Have a good one. So the need for like a gender, I still need to have my existential crisis for tomorrow. All the best about tomorrow. Yeah, whatever. All the best. Take it easy. Pet some cats. Gatitos. Pet some gatitos. So yeah, Romance languages are gendered languages, so everything has kind of a gender. Either it's like masculine or feminine. So, chair, I don't remember what the genders are. I'm just going to use an example. Like chair might be masculine, but table is feminine. And then when you're talking about, like someone is Latino, for example, if they're man, it's Latino, and if it's a woman, it's Latina. So the the words conjugate depending on gender as well. But so what if, okay, there's a masculine version and feminine version, but what if you don't identify with either? If you're, gender neutral, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm losing my words. Non-binary, thank you. Jesus, non-binary. I just lost that word completely. Non-binary. So if you're non-binary, what word to use. So Latinx started around 2014 in the US. It rose up there. But in Spanish, that's a really uncomfortable word to say because it would be pronounced like Latin. It would end in an H. And apparently it's also really hard to conjugate. So it's just, Latinx is just not a convenient word to use in actual Spanish because you can't conjugate it. It's hard to say. It's just not practical. So, we would need another word. And apparently from this, it is a cool word, but it doesn't work in Spanish, so it defeats the purpose. Because it's a cool word, but if it doesn't work in Spanish, then it's pointless. Then it doesn't serve its purpose. It's useless. So in this article, this person says that they were watching a drag race show. I think it was a Mexican drag race show. I forget. And in that one, the host calls everyone Latine as a gender neutral term. So there's Latine, which works. It can be conjugated. It's easy to pronounce. It works in spoken language. It's weird. Just like saying, singular they is weird for us in English, but it's just, we get used to it. So I think that was a really nice, way of finding a word in a highly, gendered language that can still accommodate for people's needs. So if you want to use a gender neutral term for Latin American people, you can use Latine. There you go. It's a fun little thing I read, and I was like, oh, this is nice. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, but I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream now since it's been going on for a couple of hours. I'm doing a little bit. What if it's just Xenoheart's plot? No. It always comes back to Kingdom Hearts. It always does. It's too bad Ida left, right? She loves Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream. No, it's been a fun stream, everyone as well. So next I'm gonna be live. Hey, about the parlor thing. What about the parlor thing? Do we have breaking news? Oh, I'd like to add one cool thing to you. Okay, what's up? Before we go. The fact that driver's licenses, yeah, and they store the driver's licenses on their servers. Yeah, huh. We're shot with the camera of the phone. Yeah, huh. Oh yeah, it has their location metadata. Yeah, geolocation is it's in the metadata of the picture. Yep, all the pictures and videos have metadata, which has the location. So that's really fun. Yep, now you know the driver's home. That's really fun. Yeah, they fucked up big time. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna be live next time, next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central European time, 6 p.m. Finnish time. Thank you everyone for hanging out. In the meanwhile, if you haven't already, join us on the Discord, and if you haven't followed, hit the follow button, of course, to know when I go live. But there's a link to our Discord. Please join us. We're a very wonderful group of people. You're very welcome to join us. I'm there every day, chatting, having fun. And if you haven't followed me on the social medias, please do follow me there. I make videos every week on YouTube. I meme on the Twitter, and I'm also on the Instagram. Ooh, I need to fix that. That's actually borked. Let me fix that real quick. Well, I'll do it. We'll do it in a sec. But yes, thank you everyone. Before we leave, let's raid someone though. Let's have a little raider. Raid. Let's see who was online. Who's online that we can raid? Thank you everyone so much for hanging out with me in these a bit more scuffed setup. Let's actually go raid Denims, because Denims is actually covering the hearings right now that are going on regarding the impeachment. So it'll actually be a really good continuation of this. So everyone get in. Let's raid. Let's raid Denims. Show her that we're cool people. Let's show her support. She's a wonderful, wonderful person, wonderful leftist. So get in there. Let's see what's happening in the U.S. courts. Okay, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And I'll see you next Wednesday for another lo-fi scuffed stream. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was great. Have a great week, everyone. Goodbye. Thanks for the stream. You need to go bye. Okay, goodbye.
Now yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Rhode Island, Mr. Sisawidi.
Oh, fondue,